Hello and welcome to Session 8 on infant feeding in emergencies. As you can see, our program today begins with a short brief on the Infant Feeding in Emergencies Core Group and then goes on to talk about measuring progress in infant and young child feeding in emergencies. We'll hear about engaging fathers to improve infant and young child nutrition in Nigeria. And then we'll learn about how we can use artificial intelligence to protect, promote, and support infant and young child feeding, in this case in Ukraine. So let's get started. The Infant Feeding in Emergencies Core Group functions as the Global Nutrition Cluster's Global Thematic Working Group on infant and young child feeding in emergencies. You can find us on our website or through the GNC website. The IFE Core Group was created 25 years ago to protect, promote and support effective infant and young child feeding in emergency contexts. We're a collaboration of UN agencies, non-government organisations, donors and independent members. Take a look. Is your organisation there? The IFE Core Group ensures that practitioners have the technical and operational guidance and standards that they need to do their best infant and young child feeding interventions. I hope that you're familiar with our operational guidance on infant and young child feeding in emergencies. It has informed the IYCFE guidance in the SPHERE standards. It's available in 13 languages. So please do take a look at it. The IFE Core Group also provides guidance for practitioners on specific topics. For example, in the past couple of years, we have produced important guidance on infant feeding in the context of infectious disease outbreaks, such as Mpox and cholera. Please go to our website to find our resources. You can find the most up-to-date research on infant and young child feeding in emergencies in our research repository, which is created and maintained by our member from Johns Hopkins University. And you can also find all the trainings, guidance, and other material about IYCFE that you need on the Infant and Young Child Feeding in Emergencies Resource Hub, which is maintained by our member, Save the Children. Today, you're going to hear more from others about the resources available and the lessons learned on infant feeding in emergencies. After our presentations, we'll have a question and answer session, and we'd like to hear from you. What are your top priorities for infant and young child feeding in emergencies in your context? What are your main operational challenges? What have your successes been? What's worked best? How is coordination around infant feeding in emergencies in your setting? Have you faced any challenges in managing breast milk substitute donations? And most importantly, what type of support, guidance, or advocacy do you need from the IFE Core Group? You can think about those questions as you're listening to the presentations. Now over to Alex to tell us about the Infant and Young Child Feeding in Emergencies assessment tool.